You said it wasn't going to hit you until you stepped off the airplane.
It hit now, bro. It definitely hit. I mean, it feels good. It's a weird feeling being back here around this time around the year, but it's good. Got to see my family last night. Had some good time, so no, it's hitting right now.
What about when you walked in this arena here? I'm sure you've been here for other events over the course of your life, but to get
I mean, I've been to a couple. I've been to one game when I was young here, and just having shooting around here and having in my mind that I'm playing here tonight, it's amazing.
Just what are you anticipating in terms of getting out and being able to compete? I mean, that's something that is your identity as a player, and getting to kind of like lay it all on the line, even in a preseason game today.
Yeah, this is our team. We're still getting ready for the season, and this game means a lot at the end of the day. And we're gonna come out here, compete, play hard, and learn and get better.
You mentioned hanging out with your family last night. What is their kind of level of excitement for you to be here and playing a game?
They're excited. They're excited. There's, as I told you already, it's a big group. It's a lot of guys coming to the games tonight. So, they're excited. We're seeing a lot of pictures, and I'm excited for tonight too.
Jens, est-ce que tu as déjà même rêvé de jouer en tant que professionnel ici à Montréal au Centre?
Rêvé, non, jamais. C'est jamais arrivé. Je me rappelle quand je venais au match, quand j'étais jeune ici, mais j'ai jamais pensé qu'un jour j'allais être ici, moi, jouer avec mon équipe. C'est grand quand même pour moi.
Comment tu as appris, en fait? Est-ce que tu as juste appris quand le calendrier de la pré-saison est sorti, ou est-ce que tu avais entendu un peu que ça se tramait?
J'avais entendu un peu il y a comme un an et demi. C'était dur un petit peu à cause du COVID. Mais à un moment donné, le GM m'a appelé sans principe et il m'a dit que ça allait se passer, j'étais content.
Quelles sont tes attentes pour ce soir? On se souviendra quand Chris Boucher, il y a quelques années, était arrivé, 4e quart sur le terrain, la foule a explosé. À quoi tu t'attends au début du match pour toi?
Je sais pas. Je sais qu'il va y avoir beaucoup de monde. J'espère que, je pense que ça va être sold out aussi. Puis, j'espère que les fans vont avoir du fun. C'est ça le but à la fin de la journée. Ça fait longtemps que moi, j'ai pas joué ici à Montréal. Ça va être le fun que les partisans voient à Montréal ici jouer.
Tu dis que ça fait longtemps. C'est quand ton dernier match à Montréal, tu t'en souviens?
Le dernier match à Montréal, c'était peut-être quand je jouais AU avec Brooklyn Elite durant l'été, mais ça fait vraiment longtemps. Je ne me rappelle même pas exactement.
Combien de personnes il va y avoir de ton entourage ici? Ça me donne le match?
À peu près 150, 200 proches, là, ouais.
Puis à quoi ici, ça va être un match préparatoire pour vous. Les jeunes veulent prouver leur talent. Vous voulez vous préparer pour la saison, mais ici, ça va être comme un match de championnat pour tous les partisans. C'est leur seul match de l'année.
Il y a beaucoup de monde ici qui aime le basket. C'est bon que la NBA amène un match de basket de la NBA ici à chaque année. Non, ça va être un show. On est prêts, on va compétitionner, on va jouer fort et on va avoir du fun.
As-tu pris soin de tes coéquipiers à Montréal? Tu as donné des places?
J'ai donné des restaurants, j'ai donné des places pour les boire du café, tout ça. Ils sont contents aussi.
Gilgeous Alexander aussi, c'est un Canadien quand même. Je pense que vous allez avoir assurément l'appui de la foule. Comment il se sent de jouer au Canada?
Non, lui aussi il est content. Il y a sa famille qui sont venus ici de Toronto. C'est sûr que lui, c'est un All-Star aussi. Puis les partisans l'aiment de toute façon. C'est bon que lui aussi vienne ici au Canada puis jouer.
À quel point, comme équipe, vous êtes en avance il y a un an?
C'est sûr qu'on a des joueurs avec plus d'expérience. Puis on a Chet maintenant. Puis on a une bonne recrue aussi. À chaque pratique, on s'améliore. Puis on se prépare juste pour la saison.
Really cool. Obviously for Lou, this is his hometown. Also for Shea. Something we take a lot of pride in is the fact that we have players from all over the world, and to come here and play in their home market is something that we're very grateful for. It's very cool to get into the community over the next couple days. Lou's very excited about it, and I just think it really humanizes not only him but everybody in the program, and we're excited to be here.
Something that you guys will get to do is show your level of competitiveness to a crowd that doesn't get to see that very often. Just your thoughts on tonight and the opportunity out on the floor to kind of show your product.
Well, I think the Canadians are pretty competitive, so they see it quite a bit, but on a basketball floor they don't see it often. I mean, we don't take it lightly, the fact that every night you take the floor, there's probably somebody there that's never seen you play. And so, it's certainly a sense of purpose that we have to play in front of our fans, certainly, but fans around the world. And like I said, we're grateful and excited to be here.
Strange question. With your last name, do you know anything about your ancestry and if there's any roots here in Quebec?
Yeah, there actually is. I didn't know that. The last time somebody asked me that, I didn't know the answer to it. I asked my dad, and my dad's grandfather, so my great-grandfather, is from Quebec. So I have a French-Canadian last name and some French-Canadian roots, so it's good to be home.
from day one, Lou, from his day one with the Thunder to now, what part of his game has grown the most?
A lot. You know, I think the answer's a lot, but generally, I think his understanding of the game, his understanding of the league, which I think is the same answer for a lot of players, but him for sure. He's always had the competitive spirit that he has. He's always had the fearlessness and the physicality that he walked in the door with. That I'll never forget. I think the first game we played him in was a home game against Minnesota. I could be wrong on that, but it was one of his first games, and he had a huge loose ball play at the end of the game, and it was like from the minute he stepped onto an NBA floor, that's kind of who he was, and he's been that guy ever since then. And I credit him. That's who he is to his core, but he's certainly grown in a lot of areas, and I would say his understanding of the game, understanding of the league is probably the biggest one.
Coach, two of your players are bringing back a bronze medal from the World Cup. What do you think it will bring to the rest of the team?
It's just humbling to see how important those World Cup games and Olympic games are for all players on the international stage, and Canada specifically. I mean, that was a historic team this year. The Canada basketball has been emerging for the last probably 20 years, but it certainly seems to be coming together at a nice time, and the fact that we have two players that are in the thick of that is something that we're incredibly grateful for, and certainly excited for them. It was really, really cool to see them accomplish what they accomplished, as well as the other guys that played.
Chet is a pretty special player. How excited are you seeing what he has been able to do, especially in the first quarter during the last game against the Spurs and Victor Wembanyama? So just how excited are you for Chet Holmgren?
Specific to him, I'm excited that he's back. For him, he's did a long rehab process, and there's a lot of dark days during that process. So happy for him, happy for Kenrich Williams. Those guys came off of longer-term injuries. Chet's was longer, but beyond that, just the excitement was more team level. It's an exciting team, one that I'm excited to coach. I know they're excited to play together. The NBA season's challenging. There's a lot of ups and downs, but this is the type of group that you want to endure all of those with, and I think they feel that too. And there's an energy to that certainly is potent right now.
You came to Montreal 2 summers ago with Lugens, if I believe. You went to an Alliance game. Why was it important for you to spend time with Lugens?
I certainly don't want to make that individual to me. Our organization does an incredible job of getting boots on the ground in the summertime where our players are, and that oftentimes ends up being in their hometown. I try to get out there a little bit, but our assistant coaches are all over the world, our medical and performance staff all over the world, our PR staff all over the world. Ayanna Lawson, who does our player programs, has been to almost every camp our players run probably for the last 15 years. So the organization does a great job of it. People commit a lot of time to doing that. I think it goes a long way with our players. It shows our players how much we care about them. And I also, would be remiss if I didn't mention Mr. Bennett and Sam in that process, because they resource that whole thing, and that costs money for us to do that. But it's meaningful to our players when we get on their turf, and it's something we always try to take the time to do.
Any availability updates for tonight, injury-wise?
Everybody's available except for Poku. There's certain guys that I won't play tonight. I definitely won't play Bertans tonight, won't play Jay Will tonight, won't play Wiggins tonight, and among maybe other guys, but those guys definitely won't play tonight. But everybody is healthy and available. Those guys are just coach's decision rest. Yep.
SGA will play?
SGA will play, yep.